that cold, man. It got warmer. I just like screaming right now. You got to keep it warm, you know what I mean? Touchdown is the mentality.
This is going to be a direct snap. It goes to Pacheco, spinning. Now moving to the left side. Pacheco, touchdown!
Love you, boy.
And the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win this Super Wild Card Weekend game.
Travis Kelce, always energetic. Does he ever calm down? Also, do you think he didn't wear sleeves so he could be tough for his girlfriend, Taylor Swift?
That's exactly what it was, Kimmy.
I don't know. Just jokes. Travis, we love you. Welcome back into NFL Total Access, presented by Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card as we inch closer to Super Bowl 58. I got a pair of Super Bowl champs with us. We got David Carr, Michael Robinson. Don't worry, Mike Yam is still here as well. He's just getting a little bit of a breather. And you guys know winning. You guys know playoffs. You both also know Super Bowl. So we're going to go 4 quarters starting with the Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. And
Bills Mafia, stand all the way up,
all
Kimmy.
Right. Okay, calm down. The Chiefs, they're fresh off their frigid win versus the Dolphins this past Saturday at home. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes was asked about the upcoming game, joking it's going to be cold, but it won't be negative 30. Here's how he's approaching Bills Mafia as Kansas City hits the road.
Obviously, I've been lucky enough to play a lot of games at home at Arrowhead Stadium, and kind of just everything's felt that way. But now we get a great opportunity to go on the road, play in a hostile environment, one that I haven't been able to play with fans in the stands. And even though I know it's going to be hostile and there are going to be people talking trash and everything like that, I'm excited for it because, I mean, it's one of the best environments in football, and you want to do that when you grow up watching these games is play in the best environments and see what it's like.
Yeah, playoffs, they've been favorable to Patrick Mahomes, as has playing at home at Arrowhead Stadium. 112 passer rating, 31 touchdowns, only 3 turnovers. Those 3 games away from Kansas City, yeah, they've all been Super Bowls. He won 2 of those. It seems like I can't.
Flex right there.
It is.
That's a big flex.
It's like the only games I played outside of my home stadium is when I've won 2 Super Bowls. Pretty casual. It's crazy enough because, you know, we can't emphasize this enough, David. Since 2018, when Patrick Mahomes became the starter, he doesn't know what it's like to play in the postseason in a hostile environment. So how do you think he prepares for this game against the Buffalo Bills?
Yeah, it's similar to going on the road, except for everything is amplified, right? And you know, Bills Mafia, these guys are insane. So it's fun to talk about, and you can tell that Pat's excited to go experience it with fans in the stands in that atmosphere. But man, you don't really want to do it. You got to go through a lot of different hand signals now. You don't have to. You can't just talk to Travis and say, "Hey, man, yeah, adjust this route." You won't be able to hear, right? So there's a lot that goes into that. They don't do a lot at the line of scrimmage, but they do enough to where it can't affect them. So they're going to have some contingency plans for that stuff. You know, they haven't been on the same page with the wide receivers all year, and so that only is going to make it more difficult. You know, as far as route adjustments. Fortunately, Andy Reid doesn't do a lot of that. So I think that you can speed up, you can play with some tempo. There's ways to take the crowd out of the game, at least from a noise level standpoint. You got to have production. Otherwise, they're just going to stay on you.
Hold up, David. Hold up. I know you're getting into it, you know, things at the line of scrimmage and all that. I've been to Highmark Stadium.
It's insane.
I went there.
You spent a lot of time with the Buffalo
I have
Bills.
spent some time, almost every preseason. Thanks, Mr. Wirtz and the producers here at NFL Network. I'm always at Highmark Stadium. I'm always at training camp and seeing these fans. So we did a game last year. Our Thursday night crew, we went to Bills Mafia, and it's different when you pull up to the stadium. It just is. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes is going to see people with snow all the way up to their necks, right? I was riding in the car. You see somebody in just underwear in a snow slide.
Not the draw.
Sliding down a snow slide, okay? In the middle of a snowstorm, okay? And they love it. They want it.
They embrace it.
Look, bro. They got me to jump on a damn table.
I saw it.
Okay, I broke my back, all right? I don't like none of that. And then even more than that, guys, I look at during the week, and I'm just talking about this weather. I'm talking about this snowstorm that they're anticipating to hit my Buffalo Bills in Highmark Stadium. You got 2 linebackers out, Terrell Bernard, Tyrell Dodson, Christian Benford, a corner, he's out. Teron Johnson, the nickel corner, he's out. I wonder, with is interesting to me is if the weather hits, now how do you practice during the week? How do you get ready? I mean, it's a great home field advantage, but if you can't get on the field with those backups, these aren't even your starters. And I'm not even talking about with guys like Matt Milano, who's out for the whole season, right? This is the key intricate parts of your team. So I'm a little worried, right? I do think Bills Mafia, if the Bills are healthy and go out there and play, Josh Allen's on this game, I think the Buffalo Bills are a better team. But this weather and that quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, to see him say, I'm embracing it.
He's leaning into it,
He's leaning into it. And that scares me being president of the Bills Mafia because only guys that lean into that adversity understand how to overcome it.
Now, you started to get into it, right, of how Kansas City can practice with those hand signals, walking into that hostile environment. But you guys know this better than I do. When you're in practice the week before a game and the week before a postseason game, do they blast fan noise? Like, how do you prepare in your own home prior to getting on the road?
I mean, Rob, you know, like there's speakers right behind you. They crank it up to where it's deafening. So they try to make it as intense as possible. If you can make practice difficult, and you're not going to be able to simulate what you just talked about with the snow and the fans, but at least you can get some sense of what the difficulty is going to be at the line of scrimmage, because it is like it's to a point where you try to call a play even in the huddle, right? And you can't even hear in the huddle. Like, guys can't hear you. They have to lean in. Everyone gets tighter. It's going to be cold, so they're going to want to be closer. But at the same time, I think you can do some tempo things. That's kind of what I keep going back to with Kansas City and going on the road. It was always good. When I was with the Giants, we would go no huddle early, right, to try to get the crowd to calm down, because it's fun to scream and yell, but can they do it for 10 or 12 plays straight? You know, so sometimes there's some things that you can do schematically and to try and take them out of it a little bit.
And if I'm Kansas City, and particularly Patrick Mahomes on big-time third downs, the scrambles will be there for him.
Oh, yeah.
The scrambling, the usage of his legs. Those tackles have some issues, so they're going to have some issues with all that sound and those pass rushers, Gregory Rousseau and those guys coming off the edge. So Patrick Mahomes, I believe, for the Kansas City Chiefs to be the best version of themselves, he's definitely going to have to use his legs.
Well, these two teams have some history. Each of the last 5 matchups between the Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills, they've been played in Kansas City. Buffalo, though, with a winning record, 3 wins, 2 losses in those games.